Hi everyone, I know it's been a long time in between videos here. Apologize for that. Yeah, it's just a busy time of year for everyone, I think. And we're still working on the house, and we've been painting the kitchen, and yeah, there's just been a lot of work going on. And I had a few minutes to come into my room and get a bit done before I go back to painting the kitchen. Almost done, just have to get the baseboards done and the windowsills. And then that's done and I can put my kitchen back together again. We're still waiting on the updated drawing from the engineer so that we can call the city again and get them to come and inspect the holes for the posts for the deck, and then we can start the concrete for the deck. And then after that, it should go fairly quickly. My husband's stepbrother said that, you know, once the concrete's in and poured, he likes to wait a week. My husband said it's not necessary to wait that long, but if that's what he wants to do, that's what he wants to do. And he had told us that it shouldn't take more than a week, I guess, and then the deck will be up. So I thought while I'm working I would chat, and oh crap, I did that wrong. I'm adding some tissue, so I've cut this one out and it's going to go in here. There's 2 pages, so I'm going to slide 2 pages in there somewhere. Don't know where yet. But I have all the rest cut. I've opted for a really simple corner because it's very busy, and in a good way, not in a bad way. It's very busy, so I didn't want to detract from the actual style of what's going on. So I opted to do both ends this time instead of just one corner. And it's basically, it's just journal. Like, I'm not putting flips in it. I might do end pages where they fold out. I might do something like that. Or I might put envelopes. At this point, I'm still not certain what I want to do. But those tissues are done. This one, I have to cut the length. I forgot to cut the length. So I just eyeball it. I kind of fold them together, put them on the page, just sort of give a little thumb mark on there so I know where I want to cut. And yeah, just nip it off. It's not a huge deal. It's tissue paper, so it's not perfect anyway. I was going to do the tear method, which I usually do. And then I thought, no, I kind of want to do this, something different. So to get them both the same size, okay, now I'm going to have to cut that off there. I fold them in together, 2 at a time. And then the width of the page is about the same size. Not that that matters either, just something I'm doing. And then I just use a scrap piece of paper to give a bit of a bite for when you're using a corner cutter on tissue paper. It's very thin, so to try and do it just on its own is really hard. This doesn't always work, but it does work most times. Just gives it a little bit more stability, and because you're punching from the top down, you want the paper on the top, not the bottom, so it grips this first. Oh, come on, get in there. Want to make sure it's all in there. This one bent a little, I think. Okay, there we go. And I think the trick to doing your corner, see, you got to push fast, but sometimes it still doesn't work, which isn't a big deal. You've got the outline of it, the bend, so I've got a guide that I can just cut through. It's not a huge deal. Just want to line those holes up. So, I'm getting really used to wearing wigs now, you guys. And I'm really loving it. Talk about get ready fast. Where I don't have to try and fuss trying to get a bald spot to be covered. I don't have to do that anymore. Just throw the wig on. I've narrowed it down to 2 or 3 styles that I really enjoy wearing. I went to my girlfriend's house last night, or yesterday afternoon, and she cut my hair like a boy cut. So it's really shaved in the back and around over the ears, and then it's kind of spiky on the top. Because, I mean, really, who's ever going to see my head except my husband, and he doesn't care. So it's just easier when you're putting wigs on to have it like that. I think I'm going to do one here. And let's see. I know, I like things even. I don't know, it's crazy. So if I go backwards, go one in front of this one. I just love this page. I should have made that the cover page, but it's too late now because I've trimmed all my pages up. So, there we go. Now we've got some tissue in that one. And then some tissue in this one. Let's see. And this one. Okay, so that's that. Now I want to decide what I want to add to it. So, I'll show you these. I did these in Photoshop. I just designed a corner piece, and that's an inspiration from Janice because she had done this book. Well, I actually think it was her mom who made the book. It's an old photo album. It's like 100 years old, the photo album, and she converted it into like a kind of a memory junk book. The woman that she was doing it for had collected these really old postcards. They were very, very old. The woman's elderly. And anyway, she had this beautiful book but didn't know what to do with it. And she really wanted to keep the postcards. So Joy, who's Janice's mother, she converted it into this amazing memory book. So she could journal in it, but she kept all of the postcards. She did this really cool design in there. Things that, you know, hidden stuff, and I love stuff like that. It's like a treasure book, right? And anyway, it's on Janice's channel, so if you want to take a look at it, it's really, really cool. And she had these really neat little corners, and I think they're punches that she used, so I thought, hey, I could design that, because I don't have a punch like that, and then use them in this book, which is why I did the diamonds in red and black, because there's a lot of black, and I do want to do a lot of red. So I think what I'm going to do is send the file to Janice, and then she can put it on in her store as a free download with the purchase of Masquerade. Because these are so handy. You can use them as corner tucks, or you can make them like a picture frame, you know. And yeah, I just thought, ooh, that's cool. And Janice uses a lot of stuff like this in her books, but she uses punches, right? And I don't really have anything that's the shape, and I love the shape of that one, so I just did it in Photoshop. And then did them in the black, which I love too. So what I was thinking of doing was making interesting tucks on top of pages, because then you're not covering up your journaling spots, but you have room to tuck other things in there, like whether it's a full piece of paper or like a letter or, you know, that kind of deal, or even a photo, whatever. Yeah, I mean, the book will come with ephemera, but you can certainly take the ephemera out and then stick a photo in there if you want. So I haven't decided where they're going yet, only that this popped into my head and I had to do it. So there we are. So as I was saying, I was at my girlfriend's, she buzzed my hair off, and but they were all, there was a bunch of them, and I've known them for 50 years, like literally 50 years. I met them when I was 8 years old, and we've stayed friends ever since. And she does live in Surrey, but Surrey is huge. Like it's huge. It's bigger than Vancouver, which is, I think, the third largest city in Canada. And but Surrey's even bigger. Takes up more real estate, I think, because Surrey started out as farmland. It's still a lot of farmland out here, but yeah, gradually the farms are getting sold off, and the government's allowing them to change, how do you say it? Where there's a bylaw for certain things, you can't build on farmland, so they're changing the laws to allow them to build on farmland, which is a shame, but hey, that's the way of the world, right? So anyway, she lives in Surrey, but she lives quite a ways from me, although if you take the highway, it doesn't take long to get to her place from my place. And I think once you live out here, everything is far away, so now it doesn't become far away, it's just what you're used to. And to be honest, when I lived in Vancouver, because I was born and raised in Vancouver, to get anywhere in Vancouver, even though the blocks were much closer, takes forever, because there's like a million people that live there, and just takes forever to get anywhere. So actually quicker to get anywhere out here in Surrey, which is bigger. Kilometers wise, it's not closer, but it takes the same amount of time to get there, which is pretty funny. Anyway, would I go back to Vancouver? Not in a million years. Yeah, like I say, I grew up there. I lived there till I was in my 40s. Went to school there, the whole 9 yards. But it's changed so much. And you know, I grew up in the suburbs of Vancouver, and that's when you knew your neighbors and all that. And yeah, it doesn't happen anymore. So we like it out here. It's not really country, because I'm not a super, like, all about country living. I like being close to the country and, you know, that kind of deal. Yep, I love that, but I like having my stores closed. Yeah. Anyway, okay, so yeah, I thought something like that on, you know, like a simple page or an added on page where you could, I guess I didn't flip them. I should flip them. Or did I? Oh, maybe I did and I cut the wrong one out. Let's see, did I? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Yeah. Okay, I'll just cut it out. I don't like things not going in the same direction. So, I'll just cut this one out. I did flip them so that you have a right and a wrong. Not that it really matters, but OCD speaking here. And sometimes as much as I want to be chaotic, I have a very hard time being chaotic. Doesn't speak to me at all. Which is weird, because it's at war with the artist brain, being OCD, because it's complete opposite. But, yeah, ideal. Oh, oh well, that's fine. See, like stuff like this where I add a little ink where I didn't intend, I'm totally fine with that. But when it comes to patterns, patterns really bother me if they're not correct. For some reason, that bothers me. So you see, this is what I'm talking about. I want one up here, so the diamonds are going that way. So the diamonds had to go this way on this one. I know, it's nuts. But you could, you know, tuck in like a full booklet even. You know, you could make a booklet and tuck it in here. You could have 4 if you want. You know, like I could put one here. And then do another one here and another one here. And, right? Make it this way. Line them up. Then you still have journaling. It's great, but you can pull them out. I might do that. I don't know. At this point. I'm playing. I got all of the ephemera cut out. Now, some of the stuff that I'll show you isn't part of the kit. It's part of her original design that she ended up tweaking and eliminating from the kit itself. But she'd already sent the files to me, so I pulled them out and printed them because I thought, well, I can use them in other things. Excuse me. So, as you can see, I am going with black to edge because there's a lot of black in this. And there's a lot of red. Reds are hard to match, so I am going to go with reds, but there's these adorable little cards, but these are the things that aren't included. So this piece here, which I'm either going to turn into a bookmark because it's an awesome length. It's the length of a page. I'm thinking I might do a bookmark out of this. And what I might do to make it nice and stiff is I might glue them back to back because there's 2 different patterns. I might glue them back to back because you only need 1 bookmark per book. I'd have to trim one of them off a little bit, but I'd glue them together first before I did that and then trim it so then they're exactly the same. I think that's a good idea. I think I won't ink that right now. Oh, did I show you I don't know if I showed you these. Okay, so I had made myself a background page and used it to print on the inside. And I just thought that looked really cool. So I did print out 4 envelopes that she had. She has more, but I only did 4 of them because predominantly I want reds in this and the other ones are different colors. So this one I know isn't red, but it didn't not go. And that one, I love it. But they all have the red on the inside. So I did that. Now what else isn't included? Oh, this piece is not included. And I think I'm using this as a tuck on one of the pages. Probably. And what else? Well, there's all kinds of postcards. And I'm not dead certain that all of these tags are part of her kit. I want to say they're not. These ones are. That one is. This one is. But I think some of these ones are not. But I don't know which ones. So if you see something in this book and you go, hey, I didn't get it. Well, you didn't get it because it isn't part of the kit. It's part of her original stuff. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys that stuff. So, oh, and I wanted to ask about these. I bought this die, came with 2, AliExpress. Okay, so they're envelope dies and they're absolutely miniature. So folded up, this one is 1.5 inches by 1 inch. And the other one is even smaller. I thought they were adorable. So it is like 3/4 of an inch by 1.25, about a 1.25, approximately 1.25 by 5/8. Looks like 5/8. My question is, what in heaven's name is that for? I honestly, I've tried every combination you can imagine. It only folds one way. this doesn't tuck in to that slot, what in the world is it for? Like, what is the point of that? This one you can see it even better. Like, what's the point of that? I don't get it. It doesn't say on the website what it's for. The comments on AliExpress are all my question. What is this for? So if you guys know, please leave a comment for me in the comments box below, because I would love to know what the heck that's for. And the only way I can see that I can use it is by cutting another piece of paper and gluing it right over there. Really, what else can you do? It's stupid. And it makes me mad because if I have to work that hard to make a tiny little envelope, yeah, probably never going to use the die. And that's a waste. I know it's not expensive, but that's not the point. The point is they should explain themselves. You know what I mean? I don't know what it's for. I mean, you can't fold it the other way, because when it cuts out, your bends go this way. This is the bends. And then it's not folded properly. Like, you've got, if you do a lot of die cutting, you'll notice on the one side, there's like a lip, a little bit of a lip. Because when you're putting it through and it cuts the paper, it pushes that paper. So if you're folding it the wrong way, you'll feel that lip. It's not flat like it is, makes a nice rolled edge on the right side of it. So this is definitely not the right way to fold it. And even if it was, you'd still have this stupid thing sticking out. And then what happens? Okay, you do it like this, you go to put something in that little envelope and it won't go in because of that edge. So no matter how I look at it, I honestly cannot figure it out. So if you guys are likely smarter than I am, you'll be able to tell me what that is intended for. And yeah, and then I'll have one of those oh moments. Maybe, not sure. So that's the only new thing I've got, and I haven't gotten anything else. I haven't been buying anything except wigs. Can't stop myself from buying wigs. I thought I would use this die. I'll show you this one in this book, because I love this die, not this paper, clearly. And I loved doing this to it, you know, adding this really pretty edge to it. And, you know, making a tuck spot out of it. But I want to maybe print a few pages out and then cut them out with, you know, with the die, like have that. Oh, that would be so pretty, right? Using her face, and that, oh, that would be really pretty. And then having it as a flip and a tuck. That would be cute. So I'm going to use that. But like I say, I haven't been working in my room at all. I've been painting my house and doing all kinds of other things at the moment. So I thought I was only spending a few moments in this room today, so I thought I'd tape a little bit. I'll add to the tape hopefully tomorrow when I've got a bit of time, and then start working on the book with you guys. So here we go. Talk to you soon. I'll be back.